Welcome back to Project Wake, where we dive into the stories the government wishes you'd forget. I'm Connor, your resident researcher and skeptic wrangler.
And I'm Rex, the guy who keeps Connor from sounding like a government robot.
Tonight, we're pulling the classified curtain on two of America's most whispered about military experiments. Project Rainbow, better known as the Philadelphia Experiment, and its strange successor, the Montauk Project.
Oh, you mean the one that inspired Stranger Things? And at least 3 documentaries that make you question your sanity? Yeah, let's go down that wormhole.
It all starts in 1943 at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. According to conspiracy lore, the U.S. Navy was testing a new technology called Project Rainbow. Its goal: make the destroyer escort USS Eldridge invisible to radar.
Invisibility tech. So, like military-grade Harry Potter cloak?
Something like that. But the alleged outcome wasn't magic, it was horror. Witnesses claimed the ship didn't just vanish from radar, it physically disappeared. Some say it teleported from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia, and back within minutes.
And when it came back, the crew was not doing great.
Right. Testimonies describe sailors fused into the metal hull. Some vanished entirely, others went insane. The Navy has always denied it, saying Project Rainbow was only radar camouflage research.
So officially, we didn't melt any sailors into steel. That's just conspiracy gossip.
Exactly. Still, multiple whistleblowers came forward decades later. The most famous, Carlos Allende, or Carl Allen, wrote letters to researcher Morris K. Jessup. In the 1950s, those letters described everything: teleportation, time distortion, and classified cover-ups.
Yeah, and Jessup later died under mysterious circumstances. Suspiciously suicidal, right?
Correct. His death only fueled the myth.
Okay, so fast forward 40 years. Enter the Montauk Project. Kind of like Project Rainbow's weirder cousin who shows up at Thanksgiving, talking about mind control and time portals.
At the heart of it is Montauk Air Force Station, located on the eastern tip of Long Island, New York. Camp Hero.
Oh yeah, the creepy abandoned radar dish you can still see today. Feels like the set of a Cold War sci-fi movie.
That's because, according to some, it was the set for real experiments, allegedly run under Project Phoenix, which evolved out of Project Rainbow's teleportation research.
And this is where the Stranger Things parallels kick in, right?
Exactly. The series was originally titled Montauk. It borrowed heavily from stories of psychic children, government tunnels, and interdimensional creatures, all straight from Montauk lore. The key whistleblower was Preston Nichols, an electrical engineer who co-authored the Montauk Project, Experiments in Time.
That's the 1992 book that basically blew this whole thing open, yeah?
Yes. Nichols and another alleged participant, Al Bielek, claimed that Montauk researchers used technology derived from the Philadelphia experiment, specifically electromagnetism, to experiment with time travel, teleportation, and mind control. In physics, electromagnetism is an interaction that occurs between particles with electric charge via electromagnetic fields. The electromagnetic force is one of the 4 fundamental forces of nature. It is the dominant force in the interactions of atoms and molecules.
They even said they recruited kids with psychic potential, Montauk boys, to open time portals and contact other dimensions.
The Montauk Boys experiment is a conspiracy theory about secret government projects conducted at Camp Hero in Montauk, New York, which allegedly involved experiments on children to develop psychological warfare techniques, mind control, and time travel. The theory, which originated in the book series The Montauk Project by Preston Nichols, claims the experiments used radar technology to manipulate time, space, and human minds. These claims often include elements of psychic abilities, alien contact, and alleged abductions of runaway boys for torture and reprogramming. During some of these experiments, according to Preston Nichols, one boy stood out. His name was Duncan. Nichols claimed he could read minds, bend objects, and project thoughts into reality. Nichols claimed one experiment went too far. Duncan imagined a monster. Then it materialized inside the base, a faceless creature of pure destruction. Stories about the Montauk Project have circulated since the early 1980s. According to UFO researcher Jacques Vallée, the Montauk experiment stories seem to have originated with the highly questionable account of Preston Nichols and Al Bielek, who both claimed to have recovered repressed memories of their own involvement. Preston Nichols also claims that he was periodically abducted to continue his participation against his will. Nichols, born May 24, 1946, on Long Island, New York, claims to have degrees in parapsychology, psychology, and electrical engineering. And he has written a series of books, known as the Montauk Project series, along with Peter Moon, whose real name is Vincent Barbarick. The primary topic of the Montauk Project concerns the alleged activities at Montauk Point. These center on topics including United States government/military experiments in fields such as time travel, teleportation, mind control, contact with extraterrestrial life, and staging faked Apollo moon landings, framed as developments that followed the 1943 Philadelphia experiment. Nichols described massive underground complexes beneath the base, dozens of levels deep, labs for consciousness research, alien contact experiments, and devices that could manipulate reality.
And let's not forget the legendary Montauk chair, a device supposedly amplifying psychic energy, kind of like a government-sponsored beanbag of doom.
According to Nichols, the chair allowed subjects to manifest objects, or tear holes in space-time itself. One story claims a monstrous creature, dubbed the Beast from the ID, materialized in 1983 and destroyed part of the facility before the project was shut down.
So basically, Ghostbusters meets Lovecraft, but with military funding.
Satellite images and declassified maps show extensive infrastructure around Camp Hero, tunnels, sealed bunkers, and large underground areas. The government insists these were Cold War-era shelters and radar operations.
And yet, access is restricted. Locals report strange humming sounds, electromagnetic interference, and even military patrols near fenced-off sections.
The Montauk base was officially decommissioned in 1981, but power still flows to certain buildings. Some say experiments continued under private contractors.
Nothing to see here, just keeping the lights on for the ghosts of time travelers.
Here's where facts meet folklore. The Philadelphia experiment likely stems from a mix of radar invisibility tests, optical illusions from magnetic fields, and post-war paranoia.
So, partially true science, plus a dash of 1950s LSD Cold War anxiety.
Exactly. As for Montauk, while there's no proof of time travel or psychic weapons, documents confirm real psychological warfare programs like MKUltra and Project Stargate.
So the government was doing mind experiments, just maybe not summoning demons in beach bunkers.
Right. That's why the Montauk myth resonates. It's built on a foundation of real secrecy.
Pop culture couldn't resist this rabbit hole. Besides Stranger Things, there's the 2014 film The Montauk Chronicles, The Philadelphia Experiment, 1984, Project Montauk, 2019, and countless documentaries on Discovery and History Channel.
Plus dozens of books, from Jessup's The Case for the UFO to Nichols' Montauk series, and modern podcasts keeping the legend alive. In the end, maybe the Montauk Project isn't about whether time travel exists, but about how secrecy breeds myth.
Or maybe it's about how not to let your tax dollars fund psychic squid monsters.
Either way, Project Rainbow and Montauk remind us that truth and conspiracy often blur under the glow of classified projects.
And if this episode suddenly vanishes from the feed, well, we were never here.
Well, friends, that's all for now.
Remember, stay curious.
And question everything. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time on Project Wake. If you enjoyed this episode, then why not like, share, and subscribe to help us reach more amazing people like yourself. And click the link below in the description box to watch our episode on the Philadelphia Experiment. See you next time.